It's not fair. I don't see why you should have to go back to school today.
Because he has to. This isn't something that he should do or is recommended. It is a requirement. The next semester is about to start. You have knowledge from over 100,000 books, yet you don't know how school works?
Oh yeah, I guess that means you'll be here by yourself all day.
Not really. Sphinx will stay home too.
Alright then, I'm off.
I'll be waiting!
No, you won't. And first-time watchers would know that, given your character.
Oh no, we don't have anything to eat for lunch. What do I do? This is a crisis situation.
Why not just call Touma and ask him for permission to come out and get some food? Oh, but that's right. Even if you do go out, you wouldn't know how vending machines work.
A lot's been going on, I'm kind of worn out.
Hey, what are you saying? Was pretending to be my boyfriend yesterday that exhausting?
For anyone who said that the events of episode 18 are filler and not relevant to the overarching plot, well, this scene should prove you wrong. Oh, and there's also that one story relegated to season 2 that takes place before this arc. Touma must have spent all night trying to find the loved one that guy lost. So that, on top of the boyfriend debacle Misuka mentioned, really must have been exhausting to him.
Well, it's not as if that's the only thing I've had on my plate lately.
Not the only thing. You're doing the same thing with someone else? How many fake girlfriends do you have?
Well, by this point, only 2, Index and Himegami. Later on, you see scenes with him and Ursula, so maybe that's a third? Not sure if this is what you mean by fake girlfriends.
Today's September 1st, the beginning of second term. Unfortunately, I lost my memory over summer vacation, so I feel every bit as nervous as a new student would on his first day of school.
But hey, at least you know where your school is and how to get there. Pretty impressive for someone with amnesia.
Was that Miss Komoy? Hold on, her feet can't possibly reach the brakes, right?
True, my feet don't reach all the way to the pedals, but I'm still perfectly able to drive.
Sorry, but these close-ups don't prove that you can. Unless the lever is some alternative way to move the car, I don't believe you.
And taking it a step further, that same Esper could even be able to tell the type of ability and how strong it is. Yes, this guy has a battle power of 70,000 points. Or, you know, something like that.
I would insert the obligatory over 9,000 clip, but frankly that clip is so overused that I'm not even gonna bother. Cool reference though.
Thank you again. I appreciate all the help.
Okay, so that girl you just saw, her name is Awaki Musajime. She's basically a teleporter, much like Kuroko, but on a bigger scale. She can warp other objects to different locations, which is called Move Point. When you see more of her in Season 2, however, you learn that when she teleports herself, she starts to feel sick and on the verge of throwing up, and she indeed throws up after teleporting a few times. In this scene, she teleports herself and Tsushimikado to the secret base, and she teleports herself back to where she came from. For some reason, she doesn't look feeble in the slightest before disappearing. Perhaps she was close to throwing up after leaving the base.
Alright, tell me what's going on. Since when do we let sorcerers sneak in this easily?
You mean another sorcerer broke into the city? Isn't the security supposed to be tight or something? Where did you get that picture? And who took that picture?
Well, so you know, I'm going after Sherry. If another sorcerer handles her takedown, the waves it makes won't be as big. There's no need to involve yourself. You don't mean you're using Kamajo again?
Alistair seems to have a lot of faith in Touma to stop something like this. I'm quite surprised considering he's a level 0.
Hey,
What's up, Kami? Something wrong?
where's Tsuchimikado?
Huh. Now that you mention it, I haven't seen him today.
Of course you haven't seen him. You have your eyes closed.
We have a new transfer student. Everybody, please join me in welcoming her. You heard right, the new addition is a girl. So congratulations, gentlemen, and better luck to you next time, little ladies.
Why are you insulting the ladies? Since the transfer student is a girl, that means more girls in the class. If anything, you should congratulate them as well, along with the gentleman who may have a chance to ask her out on a date or something.
Introducing our brand new second-term student.
What are you doing?
Oh, good, I found you. So this is the school you go to, Touma. I'm glad I picked the right one.
Are you kidding me? Couldn't you have just waited a few hours before walking out of the apartment? Or are you really that stupid? You're ruining what is supposed to be a momentous occasion. A new student is joining the class. A female student. And you're not a student. No wonder some people don't like Index.
Take this. I want you to use that to get yourself a taxi and head straight home, okay?
You really expect her to know how to get a taxi? She doesn't even know what a jellyfish is.
Just so you know, I'm actually the transfer student.
Oh, so the real transfer student is Himegami. Boring. Well, bad luck, boys. And congratulations, girls.
I'm going to faint from hunger.
Can't you just wait until lunchtime starts? Besides, you had breakfast.
Touma makes fun of me for being ignorant about technology, but this should be a piece of cake. You just put your money in, and then you press the button. Hey, that's no fair. There's no button. Where'd the button go?
Well, Touma was right to make fun of you. You really don't know anything about technology, and thus, you are ignorant.
What do I do? That was all the money I had and the machine took it! Excuse me. It's simple. Just push the button. But I don't see any buttons anywhere on it. It's a touch screen. You just have to press on the monitor. Huh? Well, that doesn't make sense. You can't touch the people on the TV.
Except these aren't people on the TV. These are buttons. This is a touchscreen, like Hyouka said.
Thanks so much. What's your name? You're nice. Thanks. I'm Hyouka Kazakiri.
I'm not really a fan of Hyouka's English voice here. I did get used to it, and it doesn't bother me that much, but it is nevertheless inferior to the Japanese version.
Arigato. Anata namae wa? Watashi, Kazakiri Hyouka. So then after I entered the classroom, I called out Toma's name. Not only did he not answer, the jerk even looked away from me. I can see how that would be frustrating, but only students and teachers are allowed in the school.
Yes! Thank you! Did Index seriously not have the common sense to know that?
What about you, Hyouka? You're here. Oh, I'm here because I'm a transfer student. Okay, then I'll be a transfer student too. About that.
Hyouka's right. It's not as simple as you would think to transfer to a school. You have to do a lot of work, like enrolling classes, signing applications, and submitting a transfer request. You also need a school uniform. You do get a uniform of some kind a few seconds later, but even just a school uniform is not going to get you anywhere.
It stretches well, see? And the fabric washes clean really easily. Amazing! This is something people would call high-tech, right?
I know that voice, you little idiot. Hey, Index, you brat! Just what do you think you're doing in here? My mistake, so sorry.
What? Has he learned absolutely nothing the past 20 episodes? He should know by now not to invade people's privacy, let alone girls' privacy, and unfortunately, he keeps doing it, whether accidentally or on purpose.
Today's just the opening ceremony. I'll be done by noon at the latest.
Oh, really? And how do you know that exactly?
Because everyone knows that.
If you know so much, Touma, then answer me this. When performing the ceremony to create a talismanic image to be used as an idol for the English Church of the Cross, what role is played by the direction and the position of the caster? If the calculation's off by even a little bit, the spell won't take effect. But of course you know the answer, don't you? After all, that's how it is. Everyone knows that.
For the love of God, he only said he knows the opening ceremony ends at noon because everyone knows that. They must have looked at the schedule off screen. There's no need to look deep into this.
So, Index, I'm curious. Who's this girl?
Actually, I don't really know, but she's my friend.
Yet you don't know who she is.
Yes, so that doesn't mean she can't be my friend.
You know her name, though. You could at least tell him that.
It's nice to meet you. My name is Hyouka Kazakiri.
Hello, I'm Touma Kamijo. You're a new student?
Yes, that's right. That's enough. You're making Hyouka nervous, and I won't stand for it.
He was just saying hello. I don't see how that can make her nervous. Why do these female characters need to have scenes involving their breasts? Hyouka didn't need to press things against her cleavage.
Animals' senses are significantly sharper than humans are. Maybe the difference in our smells is what's upsetting him.
What do you mean by that? That they're different people?
Kamajo!
second term and you're already...
Miss Komoe, shouldn't you be at the opening ceremony?
I had to come looking for you. You're supposed to be in the gymnasium with all the other students, as you know full well. But here you are in the cafeteria.
Now that I think about it, why was Touma out of class in the first place? If he was going to the opening ceremony, he would have gone there with the other classmates and Komoe. Maybe he was going to the bathroom.
Hey, Kazakiri, could you please explain why?
Wow, she disappeared. Seriously, no footsteps, no sound of the chair backing up. She just straight up vanished. If she's a teleporter, then Kuroko has some serious competition.
Touma was mad at me. He wasn't even willing to listen to what I had to say. He didn't so much as smile at me.
Yeah, you know why? Because you're a complete idiot for walking into the school without thinking, not knowing how ticket vending machines work, and not knowing the essential requirements for transferring to a school. For God's sakes, you have vast knowledge of 103,000 books filled with all kinds of magic spells, yet you don't know the more basic stuff I just described? Give me a fucking break.
Good friends can argue with each other because they know they'll always be able to make up afterwards.
Well, that isn't true in some cases. Sometimes if all they do is argue and argue and argue for an extended period of time, chances are high they may not be able to make up after that. I've seen people break up because of disagreements, and those cases involve good friends.
Oh, Himagami.
Didn't you notice that I just transferred to your school? I didn't get a very warm welcome. Well, this is great. I guess I'm one of those girls who's easy to overlook then.
Isn't that the whole point? The fact that we do overlook you means you're supposed to be forgettable. All that build-up for the new student was not worth it.
I don't understand why she would be here, though.
According to her, she transferred in.
But I'm supposed to be the only transfer student.
Why? It's not like the daily transfer student quota is 1.
So this student of yours is having a secret rendezvous with a mysterious girl? Man, I'm jealous of you. My honor students would never do something as deliciously salacious.
Honestly, I'm trying to tell you about a possible threat and you're laughing at me? This girl could be the intruder. What if she's someone dangerous? Are you prepared for that?
Are you talking about Index? If you knew she was dangerous, you would have reported it to the governing board by now. Oh wait, that would upset Touma. Kuroko's voted Index looks different from the one in Railgun. In fact, since Railgun takes place before Index, that means she's using the wrong phone. Also, Academy City is 20 to 30 years beyond the world's current technology and people are still using shitty flip phones.
An evacuation.
Wait a minute, I didn't hear a boom from that flare. The sound team must have overlooked that.
I'm Kuroko Shirai.
Oh, so now you say your full name properly. I guess that mistake from episode 10 really was a translation issue after all. Whoa, either Kuroko has telekinetic powers as well, or these nails are really heavy.
She's an outsider. How can she be an Esper?
Why would you assume that she's an Esper? You didn't even look up information on her, not from what we've seen.
I don't know what all this commotion is about. But nobody messes with a friend of mine and gets away with it.
Now why did she teleport earlier?
Yes, we were instructed to apprehend her for criminal trespassing. You saved me! You saved me, sissy!
Oh, jeez.
Well, that's one way to change moods out of nowhere.
What's all this? It looks like a whole bunch of television sets.
Index, these are not television sets. These are arcade machines. You literally have knowledge of thousands of magic spells, yet you have no clue what an arcade cabinet is. The utter stupidity of this character continues, folks.
Yes, hello?
It's Hyouka. Careful, Kazakiri.
Hey, wait.
Losing a connection right before something important cliché. This show did Bunny Girls before Rascal did.
Hey, Index, are you in there?
Yikes! Touma! Please wait there! Don't open the curtain right now!
Right. I'm not gonna make the same mistake I made earlier. That was embarrassing for everyone.
Hey, take it easy! No pushing!
Why? Why did you do that? It wasn't even his fault this time. It was Hyouka's. She stepped on the curtain, which caused it to go down. And you get mad at Touma? Really?
What's that? Did you hear it?
Yeah.
What's up, you guys? Is something the matter?
I heard a voice from somewhere just now.
A voice?
Yeah, it almost felt like it was talking directly inside my head.
A voice inside your head? That's kind of...
You there! Move it! How much more warning do you three need? I can't believe you're just standing there.
What's Judgment doing here? Something wrong?
Ugh. Oh, brother. Listen to the telepathic warning, you idiots. I'll give you one more chance. Here. You get that? Understand the situation now?
Nope. Not at all.
This doesn't make any sense. I don't know why the message wouldn't be getting through to you.
Maybe it has to do with the fact that he has an ability that prevents magic and other powers, such as telepathy in your case, from going through to him. In fact, if you're getting everyone to evacuate because of a terrorist, why not sound the alarm or convince security to warn the shoppers via intercom about the terrorist? There's a terrorist in the mall and you're walking? What if the terrorist is close?
I found you.
What the hell is that?
A creature made from Earth to imitate man. A golem, a protector of the temple. It's being made to serve as an English guardian angel.
Are you saying the terrorist they detected is a sorcerer?
Sorceress. This terrorist has a female voice and thus she's a sorceress, not a sorcerer. Nitpicking is fun.
Alright, Index. Take Kazakiri and go hide somewhere.
You take Kazakiri and hide somewhere. The enemy is a sorcerer, and that means this is a job for me.
How do you expect to win in a fight? You're a tiny little girl.
There are better ways to dispute Index's claim that it is her job to take care of the terrorist than just being a tiny little girl. Here's one of them. In all the subsequent arcs after the first one, she's done jack shit. She hasn't played a significant role in any of the 4 arcs before this one, and in some cases, just served as a damsel in distress. Touma has been the one doing all the work so far. This is a job more suited for him.
Explain, Touma. Exactly who are these crass girls and why are they here? You know them?
Excuse me? Just who the hell do you think you are? Saying something like that to people you've never met?
Admit it! I'm right, you do know Touma, don't you? So what exactly is your relationship with him?
What? What relationship? How about you start by telling me who you are?
That moment where a certain magical index meets a certain scientific railgun. This is truly history in the making.
I kind of owe my life to him and stuff.
Oh, really? Don't tell me he came to your rescue without asking if you needed him to.
Listen up, you!
Yes, ma'am.
Would you
need
care
an
to explain your
explanation. Just what is going on here?
Well, you see,
I feel kinda bad for Touma, honestly. Now he has 2 girls falling in love with him, both of which are in the exact same place. This ain't gonna be pretty.
We should also consider the limitations of my power. I can only carry 2 people each trip. I'm going to need some time.
Okay, then please take Index and Kazakiri first.
Really, Touma? You want some quality time alone with the loudmouth girl? Is that what you're trying to say?
Okay, then take Misaka and Kazakiri first.
I got a better idea. Take 2 of the girls out first, then come back for the other one and take her out. Actually, Kuroko should have just teleported Index and Hyouka out and left Misaka behind. Misaka could take care of herself and is a strong enough Esper to take the Golem down. If anything, I'm down with Toma's first option. Oh, and Kuroko never comes back to take Hyouka out later, as she'll be busy doing other things. Irresponsible judgment officer. Why aren't you wearing a helmet, Yomikawa? Do you want your face to be covered in debris?
Not everyone's evacuated yet. We have to do something.
Does this mall not have emergency exits? If it does, why can't the people still trapped use those? I get that this is an underground mall, but there are such things as emergency exit elevators, and secret staircases can be available if the elevators are currently full. Everyone survives this. Seriously, that grenade explosion was big enough to kill them all. They should have died. You just said a few seconds ago that you know who Touma is,
You're that odd boy from Miss Kuyomi's class.
implying that you know about his ability. He could take this thing down in a flash. Why are you telling him to get back?
So, for maximum impact, I want to make sure everyone knows that I'm one of the church's pawns.
Why did you dodge that punch? You could have just punched it back with your right hand and it would have decimated instantly.
Kazakiri! What are you doing here? You should be waiting for Shirai!
Well, I know, but I...
Never mind, just get down now!
Jeez, if you hadn't interrupted her, she would have given her reason for not waiting for Kuroko. Why didn't she run? The debris from the golem's punch wouldn't have bonked her head if she did. Instead, she just stands there, glaring at the thing. Hyouka's head is somehow made of china, and thus she has no brain. Instead, there is a crystal-like core with nothing else surrounding it. If she has no brain, then how does she have eyes seemingly without eyeballs?
I'm kinda busy here.
Oh, good. Is that you, Kamajo?
Oh, so now the connection in the underground mall is strong. And this is after a hole was opened. Before, he lost the connection and everything was fine. And now, suddenly, with everything around him in peril, Touma gets a good phone reception. I don't get it.
We don't understand why or how yet, but Hyouka Kazakiri doesn't show up on any of the security cameras around the school.
If she doesn't show up on any of the school cameras, then why does she show up in those pictures she took with Index in that photo booth? Okay, I get that Hyouka's not a human, but rather a manifestation of the AIM fields, and that's why she can regenerate herself without knowing. But why do her glasses regenerate too? They are not part of the human physiognomy. She could just get new ones if her current ones are broken. Saving the hero in the nick of time cliche. Whoa, that took her only a few seconds to draw. Has she been taking speed drawing lessons? Unlimited ammo! Sherry can somehow draw things in midair. How does this work? I have no idea.
Count 5! Now count 3!
Slowest countdown from 5 ever.
We'll track down Index and the three of us will have some fun together.
After this arc? Not really, although we do see her again a while later, but we don't see the three of them having fun together until the end of that season. Okay, I'll admit, that was a nice surprise. I really like it.
I'm tired of your ranting. Now to deal with this thing.
Dude, how come you didn't touch the statue? In fact, why didn't you touch it while you were running between its legs before reaching Sherry? Trust me, if I was Touma, I would have entered the fight quickly and won.
Ceasefire immediately!
Anti-skill seized fire late enough that Touma should have been shot from the bullets that were fired after the golem was taken down, yet he somehow survives.
I sure hope nothing bad has happened to Hyouka.
The other girl who was with you guys, is that her name, Hyouka?
Yeah. Oh, and in this case, Touma wasn't the one who got her involved. I actually introduced him to her.
this time, eh? How interesting.
What's the matter, Misaka? Jealous?
Oh, I'm really starting to get worried. My poor friend is trapped down there with a terrorist sorcerer on the loose, and what's worse, she's with Touma in a dimly lit area. With conditions like that, any number of things could happen, and
Not that I'm concerned about it, but aren't you worried about Touma's safety at all?
This is the first time I've heard Misaka refer to Touma by his actual name. What's funny is that she didn't say his real name in the Japanese version. I wonder why she never said his actual name until now. Maybe the name gives her a sickening feeling considering his history with other girls, given that Misaka has a crush on Touma.
Why haven't the barriers been lifted yet?
We don't control them. The mall's administration isn't our jurisdiction. It's still going to take a little while longer for us to get them unlocked.
Then just call the administration to get them to open them. Shouldn't be too hard, right?
It's simple. Just push the button. Today, for the first time, I spoke.
Really? I thought this was the first time you spoke.
This is me. I'm Hyouka.
You could have been more specific there.
For the first time, I put on real clothes.
But those clothes are the same as what you wore in the illusionary world. Are they not real clothes? Index is far away from Sphinx in this shot, but is now close to him in the next shot. Notice how Sphinx remains in the exact same place in both shots.
That sounds like footsteps.
No, it doesn't. Holy moly, this song is a good one. It really sets the stage for a fantastic fight sequence. Mami Kawata really knocked it out of the park with this one. From the awesome build up at the start, the distant voices after the percussion kicks in, and the moderately fast beat throughout the entire song. This is an excellent insert song and a perfect one for the penultimate episode of the season. Let's listen to it. Now, I want to take a moment to talk about the fight scene itself and why it is significant. It is the first time we see Index's fighting skills and defending herself. Remember what I said about Index earlier? She hasn't played a significant role in any of the 4 arcs before this one. Before this one. That's the key word here. Before. In this story arc, Index does play a significant role. She chooses to fight the giant golem statue be remote controlled without waiting for Touma, and this side of Index is incredible. While she doesn't use magic, she uses spell intercept to fight the monster. She ends up controlling every move the golem makes on command. She also uses her safety pins to dissolve the golem's legs, which is a good use of them. All the while, Index remains calm and collected, at least until the end where the monster switches to self-control. This scene shows us the potential Index's powers have, and it is no wonder she has a few more of these scenes in Season 2. However, scenes like this are few and far between, as Index is still an absolute dumbass after this, but I'll get to that some other time.
TTTR. CFA. PIOBTLL.
This isn't gibberish, by the way. These are commands to intercept the spell. I didn't know what they meant at first, but now that I do, I gotta say that it is really cool.
This might work.
Why didn't you throw the pin right away? You were able to do so a few seconds ago. Why did you hesitate here? And that was a certain magical index. Can I go now? So, I was going to ask how Touma was able to fall to the underground tunnel without shattering his ankles, but on my rewatch, I saw a hose dangling from the hole. I assumed Touma got here using it, so instead, I'm going to ask this. How did they find a hose? Also, how convenient that it was long enough to reach the tunnel.
No! She's bringing the whole place down? Let it all crumble! Let the earth rain down! Damn, what now?
Shouldn't the people outside be able to feel the tremors too?
This circle isn't made to attack. It's there to keep her protected. What?
Touma, you moron. These circles are obviously made of magic, and only now you decide to use your ability to cancel them? We're at the end of the first season. You should be confident in your abilities right about now. Damn, that punch was strong enough that Sherry broke the wall behind her. Also, this is the second time Touma punches Sherry. I guess he's showing her the true meaning of gender equality.
Even the English Puritan Church has become presumptuous enough to allow their grimoire index to be held elsewhere.
Grimoire? Index doesn't hold just one grimoire. She holds 103,000 of them. Index is essentially a library, not a grimoire.
Reach my dear Ellis now. Ellis.
And that was Sherry Cromwell. No, I'm serious. Touma just leaves her there and she doesn't appear for the rest of the season. But don't worry, we see her again in season 2, alive and well, talking to Ursula. I wonder if she still wants to kill people to prevent harm to people after this. God, when I say it like that, it makes her motive really confusing. I don't sympathize with her at all. Saving the hero in the nick of time cliche. Not only does Hyouka activate the boom jump code, she can also backflip. Well, that's one way to show your sudden athleticism. If that vacuum is strong enough to pull Index, it should be strong enough to pull Hyouka too. Is the difference that she and the Golem are not human?
I have to! Index is my friend!
Kazakiri!
Wow, we have 3 saving the hero in the nick of time cliches in one video. This arc really wants heroes to be saved in the nick of time, doesn't it?
I told you I was going to prove that it didn't matter if you're human, you're still our friend.
I find it pretty funny that Touma is saying that while his body is frozen when launching towards the statue. I don't know why.
And I won't let it end like this!
Cool punch and all, but shouldn't his hand hurt really badly after this? Possibly resulting in broken bones? Oh, come on! Just do it already! Tell Touma exactly how you feel. There is no reason you shouldn't, especially since you've been hesitating for this long, in both this season and Railgun 1.
Is something wrong?
Oh, Sissy, I've been so worried. Where have you... This is quite a mess.
Great job, cockblocker.
This is quite a mess. Are you responsible?
No, of course not.
Given the state of this place, Judgment or Anti-Skill will be here before long.
Well, technically, Judgment is already here. You know, since you're a Judgment officer. You can survey the damage while waiting for Anti-Skill, but you don't do that because you're too busy hanging out with Misaka.
I knew all along. I knew that things would turn out this way. I mean, I'd have to be an idiot not to.
Wait, how did Hyouka know that Touma is standing behind her? We didn't hear any of his footsteps whatsoever.
She's my friend. The only person who has ever called me their friend before.
Didn't Touma also call you their friend?
And I only had to say one thing to these guys. My friend is in trouble, I need to help her.
Seems a bit rude to ignore him. You shouldn't be jumping at someone in a place like this. You might fall. From where they're standing in this frame, the cat is on the verge of falling. Somebody help him!
You'll find that I have no comment on such topics as heaven and angels. Oh, that's rich. There's no one who knows more about it than you do. So don't even try, Crowley the sorcerer.
If this scene is supposed to reveal the fact that Alistair is a sorcerer and therefore a magician, it didn't come as a shock to me. Because 1, I had no interest in what he was up to at that point, and 2, I saw it coming a mile away.
That's right, take a good look. I didn't even have to be hospitalized this time. Man, am I awesome or what? I think this shows that I've made some progress. Don't you agree?
Well, it is refreshing to see that you are not in a hospital bed this time. However, that doesn't change the fact that this is still a hospital scene. Although I wish that the later arcs didn't end with him hospitalized, because in the Ursula arc and the Adriatic Sea arc, we see him in the hospital bed, meaning they didn't take notes from this arc's ending, so this is just a happenstance.
I believe I told you to be careful around Hyouka Kazakiri. How explicit do I have to be? You seem to perpetually get into trouble whenever you're around girls. Perhaps you should consider a psychological evaluation at some point.
Kudos to Himegami for speaking truth! I really wish Touma took her advice into account, as he hasn't learned his lesson in later seasons.
I did notice something about his power. I don't think I know how to put it into words exactly. But I know there's something more to it than just Esper ability.
Really? Because all we saw of his power so far was canceling out anything supernatural or magical. I didn't notice anything suspicious like you claim.
Sorry, Index. I have to go now.
Don't go!
Come on, there's nothing to worry about.
Actually, there is something to worry about. If you watch the next season, you'll understand.
Hyouka! Promise me we'll have fun together again.
Of course.
Honestly, Hyouka is a character they should have kept in the dark in the invasion arc, because we saw her in the second opening sequence in season 2. So it came as no surprise to us that she was going to come back, let alone have fun with Index again, and we barely see Index and Hyouka together in season 2. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Oh look, it's Micah. Remember Micah, the maid that only showed up like twice in this season? They really didn't do a lot with her, did they?
The thing is, I'm really busy during the second term, you know?
But what am I supposed to do? I'm dying of boredom here!
Read books, play with your cat, watch TV? Hell, you were watching that Magical Girl show in the previous arc. Why not continue binge watching that?
So you see, this is what people mean when they say someone is magic. Pretty sexy, don't you think? Right, Hime? You can be sexy like that, can't you?
I see. Like this?
Yeah, but you need something more magical than a police baton. Why do you still have that anyway?
Where's Tsuchi Makoto this morning?
Funny, you didn't ask that the last time he was absent.
Oh, how careless of me! My ribbon's drifting into the shower right where Sissy is!
Why did you bring that ribbon with you in the first place?
There is a situation which requires the assistance of the Grimoire Index. Have her manager come as well, please.
Manager. Sure. I'll see that it's done. Kanzaki and I should be able to leave soon.
This scene is actually setting things up for the second season, but the story arc they're setting up doesn't start in the beginning of that season. Instead, episode 1 covers the third half of the 3 stories arc. The actual arc this scene is setting up begins in episode 2, which makes me wonder why the third portion of 3 stories wasn't in season 1 but was relegated to season 2 instead.
Given the way I'm attired, you needn't address me as such. We can forego the title. My name is Laura Stewart.
No, it isn't. Your name is actually Lola Stewart. And do you know what the funny thing is? Both the dub and some versions get this wrong. I know I said that I don't give a damn about the books, but they should have done at least a bit more research from them, don't you think? Also, obvious setup for an obvious second season is obvious.
Hello? You still alive there?
Just barely. You forgot that the refrigerator was a desolate wasteland, didn't you, Touma?
He was busy with school, what did you expect? And besides, you know how to get money now. Why not use some of that money for food?
I'm hungry, do you hear me? I'm hungry! I'm hungry!
Ah! Stupid lock!
And so, Touma died due to brain damage. Oh, wait. Also, I didn't notice this until now, but Komoi, Himegami, and Aogami can be seen at the bottom left corner of this frame. It doesn't seem like they want to help Touma because they know he'll survive, when realistically he wouldn't. But Touma is a survivor, so I'm not really surprised.
My luck, I should have known this would happen. Just my luck. Rotten luck. Rotten luck. Unbelievable. I was stuck after class that late. Stupid luck. That's just my luck. Rotten luck. How did all of this end up being my treat? My stupid luck. Yeah, that's some rotten luck for you. Damn rotten luck! My rotten luck. Oh, that is just my damn luck. Damn my luck. My rotten luck. Just my luck. Yeah, I've got rotten luck, all right. Damn my luck. Rotten luck. Just my luck. Damn my luck. Ah! Stupid luck!
And there you have it, folks. I covered every episode of Season 1 in this segment. The first season of a certain magical index is an overall fine experience. It has an eargasmic soundtrack, really good animation for its time, an interesting concept, a few enjoyable characters like Accelerator and maybe Kanzaki, and some really fantastic moments in the Sisters and 3 Stories arcs in particular. These things and more show that there is a lot of fun to be had at Index 1. However, there are some glaring issues with it. From the inconsistent pacing, huge padding in exposition and fight scenes, especially in the Index arc, unnecessary fan service, incredibly dumb villains, and an extremely annoying main character that is Index herself, the show ultimately falls short of being one of the greatest of its kind. Even if you don't compare it to the original source material, I sure haven't, this show is just okay. Despite that, however, I still get a lot of enjoyment out of it. So if you want to know where to start the series, Index is a serviceable option. It was released before Railgun after all. Speaking of which, there will be one more Index video after this one, and after that, be on the lookout for a rewatch series on a certain scientific Railgun, and I'm really excited to talk about it. Thank you all for watching this marathon, and I will see you next time.